Shalom. Today I am going to explain about the blood cloth ceremonies in different societies. There is a custom in Jewish life. Women should produce the blood cloth after her wedding day. But critics criticized that this is a bad and foolish custom. No, it is not a foolish custom. This custom protected women in ancient days. This is the custom before the birth of Messiah, maybe 4000 years custom. Let us see Deuteronomy 22nd chapter 13th verse. If a man marries a woman, has sexual relations with her, and then, having come to dislike her, brings false charges against her and defames her character by saying, I married this woman, but when I had intercourse with her, I did not find evidence that she was a virgin. So, if husband suspect character of his wife, if he feel doubt, if he dislike her, there is no chance to defame her. There is no chance to accuse false accusations against her. He must proceed according to the law. Adonai has given statutes, commandments, and laws to Jewish people. So Jewish husband has no right to beat her or murder her or torture her or persecute her. He must bring this issue to the city elders. Actually, most of the husbands suspect their wife's character. This is common in these societies. Because of this doubtful nature, many husbands murder their wives. To avoid all these things, Adonai has given wonderful law to Jewish women. Then the girl's father and mother are to take the evidence of the girl's virginity to the leaders of the town at that gate. So immediately the girl's father and mother must approach the city leaders or elders of the city at the city gate. City gate was a place to solve the legal problems and civil matters. So many people will come and go through this city gate. So this is the place of judgment. So they must prove their daughter's virginity. The girl's father will say to the leaders, I let my daughter marry this man, but he hates her. So he has brought false charges that he didn't find evidence of her virginity. Yet here is the evidence of my daughter's virginity. And they will lay the cloth before the town leaders. Yes, they will lay the cloth before the town leaders, before the city elders, and before the villagers. What is that cloth? After wedding night, the blood-stained cloth they must produce to the city elders. And before wedding, the last month period cloth also, they hide it as a witness. That is Jewish custom. They had to keep two clothes. One is last period blood-stained cloth and wedding night blood-stained cloth. These two cloths were too important to Jewish people. Many critics criticized this system, but this is the protection of the Jewish girl, her future and life, her married life. There is no DNA tests in ancient days. There is no science before 6000 years. So this is the method to prove her virginity. What's wrong in it? Maybe it is foolish to this generation, but many foolish things are in this society now. This practice was common in Syria and Egypt also, in Islam, in Muslim countries also, in Bedouin sect also. Albert Bond says this is a low estimation and position of women at that time. No, this is not low estimation. This is a proof. If husband suspect, how can she prove her virginity? So this is the way at that time. Messiah cancelled this custom now. No such kind of custom in Christianity now. In Armenia, red apple function is there. Blood cloth ceremony. Georgia, Azerbaijan community. Age means an old lady will show these blood-stained sheets to the dinner guests because they will arrange feast and will show these blood-stained sheets to the guests. Tanga sect is there. The bride must show her blood-stained sheets to her father and mother and family also. In Pacific Islands, Kiribati nation is there. White cloth inspection is there and they will tour to display. They will show that blood-stained cloth to every home, to every house. It is like a tour. It is like a display. Roswan says there was a practice in Greece also. In Macedonia, blood ceremony functions also there. So in ancient society followed some customs, not only Jewish people, but they criticized only Jewish people. They criticized only Bible. Betula means virgin. In India, Chara brides were there. White cloth rituals were common in Chara community in India. In Ahmedabad, the tradition is there. Khanjarbad tribe is very famous in Pune, Maharashtra, modern city, Kolhapur and Nasik also. This Khanjarbad tribe, they will inspect blood-stained cloth. White cloth ceremony was very famous. The city elders will wait after wedding night at the outside of the door and they will encourage and they will produce that cloth immediately to the city elders and the family members. Otherwise, they will beat the bride and they will divorce the bride and nobody will marry her sisters. The custom is still going on in Kanjarbad sect in India, in modern city Maharashtra, in Rajasthan and Gujarat, Sansi and Chara community. Name has changed only, but the same Kanjarbad sect was there in Rajasthan and also in Gujarat. There is a caste panchayats in this sect. The caste panchayat will inspect the blood cloth. Otherwise, they will beat the bride. This is a 400 years tradition in Khanjarbad sect. In Gujarat, weddings are different. Madhuparka means they will wash the feet of the bridegroom with honey and milk. After washing the feet, the bridegroom must drink that washed milk. What kind of a tradition? And if the bride marriage is late, they will arrange the marriage to the bride with a peepal tree or with a dog. Chastity belt tradition in Rajasthan still. Factories manufacturing chastity belts to Rajasthan women. Hundreds, thousands, lakhs. Women were forcing to wear that chastity belt to protect her virginity. Husband will lock the wife's body. The key is with husband. They will made the chastity belt with iron, steel, silver and gold. So poor, middle class and richest women must wear this chastity belt in Rajasthan state in India. Asian Human Rights Commission said all these things. Hindustan Times also published these issues. This chastity belt is most painful. It causes wounds, itching and eczema. It is heavyweight chastity belt. The women, those who wear the chastity belt, they can't sit, they can't walk, they can't journey, they can't sleep properly because the organ was locked. It is like a cut drawer. It is like an iron cut drawer. It is like a steel cut drawer. It is like an silver cut drawer. It is like a golden cut drawer. The woman will feel uncomfortable. It is very difficult to pass urine and other things. If the woman every month women face periods, so if she wears such kind of metals as a drawers, how can she feel freely? Woman was not an animal. We cannot treat animal also like this. They treat women like animal. They suspect women. They suspect their wives. They suspect their mothers. They suspect their sisters. Still this custom is going on in Rajasthan. One instance happened in Ahmedabad. One woman sat in a bus but blood oozes from her thighs. Other women observed and admit her in hospital. She has the chastity belt. No key. The key is with husband. So the hospital informed to her husband and he brought a key and he opened it. Then they started treatment. Then the police arrested her husband because it is a crime. The leaders of the town are to take the man, punish him and fine him 2.5 pounds or silver shekels, which they will give to the girl's father because he has publicly defamed a virgin of Israel. She will remain his wife and he is forbidden from divorcing her as long as he lives. So the city elders know the truth. Oh, she is a virgin. Immediately, they must punish her husband. They must impose fine 100 silver coins, not ordinary money, heavy price, maybe a vineyard worth, maybe a field's worth, maybe a house worth. He must sell all his properties and must pay the money to his wife's father because he defamed wife's father's family. He accused false accusations on wife's family. So respect is very important. Even Josephus said they punished him 40 minus 1 lashes. He should not give divorce to her until his last breath in all his days. That is the law. So that problem is cleared at that fraction, at that the same day. After wedding night, the problem is solved. No persecution, no torture, no murder, no beatings. They will live happily. This is the meaning of that law. But if the charge is substantiated that evidence for the girl's virginity could not be found, Then they are to lead the girl to the door of her father's house, and the men of her town will stone her to death, because she has committed in Israel the disgraceful act of being a prostitute while still in her father's house. In this way, you will put an end to such wickedness among you. But if it is true, if she was not a virgin, if she committed any fornication or prostitution, punishment was ready to his wife. They must bring the girl to her father's house before her father and mother, before her sisters, before her brothers, before her relatives. They must stone her. She will die. That is God's law in ancient days. Now, Messiah was graceful. Messiah was merciful. So he cancelled this law. He said, if you want to excuse her, excuse. If you want to excuse your husband, excuse. Forgive them. Forgiveness is very greatest act. So forgive them in your married life. Don't doubt, don't suspect, don't beat, don't murder, and don't give divorce. If you are filled with the Holy Spirit, forgive them. Forgive her, forgive him. God teaches us forgiveness. But in ancient days, there is no forgiveness for the sin. They must kill that girl because of fornication. Ancient day society was righteous society. They scared of God, they scared of priests, they scared of rabbis, they scared of evangelists, they scared of prophets. But nowadays society was against of law, against of the community, against of the Bible, against of the God's law. But now this law was not in the New Testament. It was found in the Old Testament. Before Messiah was born, this law was there. Now there is no such kind of law in Israel country. So we are objecting this blood ceremony cloth functions. We are objecting this blood stained cloths. We are saying this is foolish. But what about homosexual marriages? Man is marrying other man. Woman is marrying other woman. Is it lawful? Is it according to the Bible? Why did the nations agreeing to such kind of laws? Even in India, they permitted gay marriages, live-in relationships in India also, in America also. Why did they allow these live-in relationships? If the issue is in the court, the man is going to marry second time. The wife is crying. She is the loser. No property rights to wife also. Why did all these things or happen? What are such laws? Is it to protect women? Is it good to protect the respect of the marriage? In 2013, Honorable Supreme Court in India banned all these virginity tests. But still, the virginity tests are going on secretly or unknowingly, widespread in India, especially in rural India also. There is a practice in rural India also. They are examining wife, they are suspecting their daughter-in-law. After marriage, the blood-stained cloth verification, examination is very common in India also. But Supreme Court was banned all these things in 2013. So whatever Bible says, there is a meaning, there is a protection. So the blood-stained cloth protected many wives because 100% husbands accusations were not correct. In many cases, most of the husband's nature is doubtful nature. So they suspect their wives. God protected wives from the hardness of the husbands, from the cruelty of the husbands. So many women were protected. If women try to deceive a husband, God immediately punished her and stoned her. That is the law in ancient days. Thank you. God bless you.